Welcome back to another episode of NBL Now as we continue to go around the league this offseason to catch up with coaches, players, GMs, all of it to try and give you all the info ahead of NBL 26. This will be our first episode with our guest coming from Puerto Rico in the offseason. Southeast Melbourne Phoenix's own Josh King joins me now. We may as well start there, mate, because as I said, you are in Puerto Rico. You've been experiencing this as a coach. How's that gone before we start to chat the Phoenix roster going forward?
If we're going off wins and losses, it's not going very well. We're struggling right now. We've lost a lot of close games. It's been a good experience for me personally. I'm just trying to get better as a coach. But the weather's nice. Puerto Rico is beautiful. Never been before. Happy to be here.
I'm glad you brought up the weather because as I'm recording this back here, it's raining. We've been freezing overnight. So you've probably timed this very well in that regard. I love that you talk about you want to continue to grow and learn as a coach. When this opportunity comes up and you see that something new, being Puerto Rico, we've seen the Puerto Rican league continue to grow to the point of it's got a lot of NBL talent there now as well. What do you hope to get out of it as specific learnings ahead of the NBL 26 season with the Phoenix?
Yeah, well, I just wanted to kind of get a real grasp of a new league. First of all, I've had a chance to work in several leagues around the world, and to get the opportunity to come to Puerto Rico, close to the States, and see how much talent is in the league. That's kind of what piqued my interest. And on top of just getting game reps as a coach, players need reps as players, and they need minutes, and they need experience, and coaches are no different. So that's why I wanted to come here. And like I said, we've been in a lot of close games. So hopefully my end of game coaching has gotten better since I've been here.
Well, we'll talk about the big signing obviously announced with Amari Moore because it's an exciting one. I know you've been high on trying to get him locked away. I need to touch on a quick thing that I'm sure that you saw popped up, whether it was in the media and a lot of fans just trying to put some puzzle pieces together, that when Josh King's going over to coach Bryce Cotton, he might be getting in his ear to try and bring him back. Was there anything in that, or was that just more, okay, people are flying with some rumors?
I think that's all rumor based and media based. But when I found out that Bryce was going to be on this team, that was something that really piqued my interest in terms of wanting a chance to coach a guy like Bryce. And he's a little banged up now because he's been playing a lot of games. Nothing serious, but it's been fun to be around Bryce and kind of pick his brain and kind of learn from him as well.
Let's talk about Amari Moore because it was a name that I'd heard about for the last couple of months, seeing if it was going to get done. You finally lock him away, the first major import piece to your roster. I know you're excited about him. One, what did it take to kind of get it done? And two, what are the Phoenix fans going to see from him on the floor?
Yeah, no, we're really excited about having Omari join us for NBL 26. As the season ended, we start, like everybody, we have a bunch of names on our whiteboard, and Omari was our number one target, regardless of position, for the next season. I had Omari for a couple of games at Drusafaka before I came to Southeast Melbourne. He's a versatile athlete, first and foremost. He's 6'6". We'll play him mostly at the point guard position. That's what his natural position is, but he can play the 1, the 2, the 3. You can kind of use him all over in different spots. But high level IQ player, big time athlete. Can get to the basket, makes layups, pretty good jump shooter, 3-point shooter. I had several big games in Turkey this year, several 30-point games, and I'm just excited to have him here. And I say this with all, he's a better teammate than he is player, and he's a really good player. So he's going to be good for us.
The size is the interesting one for me. Was that something when you started to think about the next season a few months ago? Were you always wanting a bigger point guard to put alongside Sobes in the backcourt? Or was it more about the play style, who he is as a person, more so that, hey, if he comes with 6'6", like that's going to just be more beneficial to us?
Yeah, I mean, I think you really want a good player. Obviously, if you can get a really good player that has size, I think that's a plus. But we wanted a really good point guard, and Omari Moore is that. And we're excited to have him. Like I said, he fits the play style. He knows how we want to play, wants to get up the floor, and you just asked me a minute ago what it took to get him. Like it took a lot because he had a lot of good offers to continue play in Europe. He'll play in summer league this summer. I don't know if I'm allowed to say which team, but he'll be in Vegas, and we'll get a chance to watch him there and meet with him there. But really comfortable with Amari, and I know he's going to fit really well in the heartland.
New coaches, when they come into the NBL, we often see previous imports looking for new homes. Were you really keen to try and find someone who maybe hadn't been tested in the NBL, didn't understand, and has that chip on their shoulder to come in, make an impact, to say, "Hey, I know the NBL is great, but so am I"? Or was there always a thought of, you know what, whatever's the best player, if he's been in the previous team, we'll have a chat to them? Because I personally love to see when the new imports come, because they seem to have that mental edge of, okay, I know I've heard about this league, but now I'm going to show you what I'm capable of at the highest level.
Yeah, I love coaching young players. Omari's 24 years old. Yeah, if we can, I would like to bring in guys that haven't been in the league so far. There's been a lot of good imports that's been in the league throughout the years, but ideally, I'd like to bring in some fresh blood into the league, and I think it's exciting for the league to add new talent.
The versatility that now you can just run within the backcourt. We'll talk about some other pieces you've got left to fill, the local depth you've added in the big guard positions. But you talk about being 6'6", as played predominantly the point guard. We've seen Sobey can handle the ball. Owen Foxwell continues to get better and better at fresh off a Eurocamp where he was outstanding. You see these kind of different lineups. Are you already trying to pencil together, okay, we're going to use this preseason. We might have Foxwell, more Sobey. You can throw Glover in there and really kind of junk things up as well. Does that excite you?
Yeah, we want versatility. We want guys that can play with multiple positionless basketball. That's the way the game is now. Omari can do that. Obviously, like I said, he's going to play a lot at the point guard position predominantly. But now people say they want 2 point guards on the floor. I want 3 point guards, 4 point guards on the floor. So I think we'll be able to do that. The more guys that you have that can dribble, pass, and shoot. I know it sounds simple, but there's not a lot of guys out there that can do that. I think we have a lot of those guys on our lineup, or in our lineup.
I mentioned some of those guys we'll talk about in a sec in terms of DJ Mitchell, Ketchalier, Gorjok Gak, just really bolstering that depth in the big man department. But there's 2 gaping holes now outside of Amari Moore that you're looking to fill with imports. What kind of players are you looking for to fill those roles in particular? I'm not going to ask you for names. I know you're not going to give me names right now, but what are we expecting to see, and when would you like to have this done?
Well, in a perfect world, I think we would want a 3 that can play the 4 and a 4 that can play the 5. Now, that's in a perfect world. That's what we're thinking about right now. But there's a really good player that doesn't fit one of those spots that we think can help us. Maybe we'll go that way. We're not in a big rush to get our next 2 imports in. We'll take our time, and I think it's more important to get the right pieces than to rush and just take someone just because to keep up with the Joneses per se.
We'll have seen that, and again, social media fans, they can get a little bit on edge because they're seeing the Sydney Kings roster nearly complete. The Hawks obviously rolled across a roster that was already complete. Adelaide continuing to big names. The rest of the league is being very patient. Some teams looking for marquees, but the rest understanding that over the next few weeks, there's going to be the Euro potential deals, the NBA, the 2 ways we've spoken about, all that the players have to weigh up. There's never a sense of, you know what, okay, we've got to kind of make a move now. You understand that this can come over the next 2 months, and as long as it's the perfect fit, we're going to be in a great spot.
No, exactly. Like I just said, it's more about getting the right pieces than getting it at the right time. If we can finish in the next week and we feel good about it, we'll do that. And it takes us, we don't want this, but it takes us to the middle of August. We'll wait till the middle of August, as long as we get enough time to prepare for the regular season, which I think begins around September 20th. That's all we care about is having our team ready when the regular season starts.
Let's talk about these locals that you've added, and in particular, DJ Mitchell. We haven't seen him for a while now in the NBL, but we saw glimpses when he was here last time of a player who, okay, he's got some real potential. And now lining up with the Josh King mentality that we've seen, what you managed to get out of the group last year. What have you seen in him, maybe on a tape, just talking to him, what you're looking forward to unlocking in NBL 26?
Yeah. When someone presented, or I think it was Simon Mitchell, the GM, when he presented DJ Mitchell's name to the staff, I was almost like, who is this guy? I had never heard of him before because I wasn't in the league 2 years ago when he played for Brisbane, but he's got big size, or good size. It's big, can shoot the ball. It's something that I think every team could use. He can play 3 positions, more on the bigger spots, from 3 to 5, small ball 5. So there's a lot of versatility there, and really excited about getting in the gym with him and working with him and getting him better as well.
I want you to take me inside the mind of a coach who's taken over a team midway through the season and also has one small little eye on the potential roster build for next season. Because when I've been talking to you throughout your time since you joined the NBL, how do you keep eyes and tabs on certain players? Because you were very high on just seeing what a Ketchlia did in his limited opportunities in Melbourne. And you told me that early. And then you've gone to say, you know what? We're going to bring him in. He's going to be that backup, obviously, with Gordrop Gak now as well, to Geordie Hunter. You've seen something there that you're really excited to give more of a chance to show what he's capable of.
Yeah, a catch was our first new local that we signed for this season, and I got a chance to watch him up close and personal. He had some really good games against us in the throwdown, and yeah, he's got size, he's got versatility. He can play both the 4 and the 5. I think he's more of a 4-man, but he'll play both of those spots for us, and he's young. Again, I can't overstate enough that I like working with young players, young talent, guys that haven't reached their full potential. He's got a very high ceiling. He's had a really good NBL 1 season so far, and I think he's a guy that's going to get a lot better this season.
We all keep talking about the Josh King mindset, the play style that we saw last year that it became very exciting and defensively the best team in it under your coaching. I want to ask you this. Take us into a philosophy of Josh King. Does every player have the capabilities to be a great defender?
No, I think every player has the capabilities of being a good defender. I've said it before. I think defense is all about heart and hustle. And obviously, there's guys that have strengths and weaknesses, but I think defense is something that every player is capable of if they put their mind to it. And that's something that you can be good at every game. It can carry game to game. You can't always control if the ball goes in the basket, but you can control how well you can get after the opponent. And I always reverse it on the player and say, do you like it when teams get after you? If you play a team that's really physical and aggressive and they don't let you get to your spots, you don't like that. So imagine if you can bring that same energy and effort every game.
I'll have to break down all the numbers every time commentating, doing the analyst side of things. And I've said time and time again, the top to 4 defensive teams are the ones that are going to win titles. Are you someone who buys into that previous history and having seen the way the NBL operates? We know we had this unbelievable scoring run last year, but it continues to show that the teams, if you're outside of the top defenders, doesn't matter how well you score, you might not be able to win a title. Do you buy into that?
Oh yeah, you have, but you have to be able to do both. Don't get me wrong. I've seen teams be really good on defense that can't throw the ball into the ocean, and they struggle winning games. Like, don't get it twisted here. You have to score the basketball, but if you can score the ball and be really good on defense, you're going to win a lot of games. You're going to win a lot more than you lose. And it's just trying to get those guys in that mindset. And that's my job, to make it a point of emphasis every day. I don't think you can just work on defense once or twice in a preseason or once a week. I think it's something you have to stress right from the beginning, from day one. So when we begin practice, whatever day that is, that'll be the point of emphasis.
We know from here, from after the Puerto Rico season, obviously Vegas Summer League, there's going to be a lot of people there. You mentioned looking at players you've got signed, potential guys in the future, all of that. When you come back down to the NBL and begin preseason, this is now will be your first off season going into your first preseason. What are you looking forward to? What are you going to implement? Are we seeing the same play style that the Phoenix ended with last year under Josh King? Or now that you've got that full lead in, are you going to tweak things a little bit?
Yeah, there'll be some tweaking like always. Nothing's ever going to be the same. Again, as you can see, as we begin to build the team, we got a lot of good pieces back. That's one reason why we could take our time and there wasn't so much quote unquote pressure this off season with the likes of Nathan Sobey, Geordie Hunter, Foxy, Glover. That's an unbelievable strong core from your locals. But no, it's going to start from day one. They're probably not going to like it much because they're going to have an idea of what we're trying to do. But it's going to start from doing zigzags and a lot of shell. And Sobes has actually been out here in Puerto Rico, so he hasn't had a break. So I hope he gets his break in before we start our preseason day one.
What has it been like there, obviously, coaching when you see Sobes has had a very, very good, productive season in Puerto Rico? When you actually coach him in the main season of the NBL and you're seeing him tear it up for an opposing team, is there a little part of you like, you know what, that's all right. That's what I'm going to get next year?
No, I want all these guys to do well. You love seeing these guys go play abroad, and specifically here in Puerto Rico. I'm here right now, and there's a lot of really good players. Some of the best players in this league have come from the NBL, and I think our league stacks up against any league in the world. And I think there's some players here that are getting better, and people are starting to really take notice.
Last to hear, Josh. I love catching up with you. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens over the next few weeks leading into the preseason. The NBA game is one that's going to be big for all the fans. We're excited to get along to watch that against the Pelicans. Just understanding what that's going to mean as a part of history, not just here in the NBL, but for the NBA as well. While still trying to obviously be focused on the regular season, you must be super excited to obviously have them on the same court.
Yeah, no, I've never gotten the opportunity to play in an NBA game. Nonetheless, so coaching's the second best thing, and we're really excited. Like I said, I don't know if the schedule has actually came out for that. I said it back in, I don't know, March or April when they came up with this. I hope we get to play them the second night, not the first night. But now I heard the tickets have gone fast or are going fast, and when that time comes, it'll definitely be an exciting night, and it'll be fun for the league. It'll be fun for Australia, and I'm happy that we can host this here in Melbourne.
You just follow the tickets are flying out the door. So if you haven't got your tickets yet to see the Pelicans take on the Phoenix, make sure you do that. Coach, thank you so much for jumping on. I know you're in the middle of the season there in Puerto Rico. That's getting close to winding up. So I appreciate that. Good luck for the rest. And I'll see you in a few weeks in Vegas with dinner on you.
Perfect. Sounds good. Thanks, Pete.